Good morning, everyone. Today is December 18th?
13th. Oh, sorry, 18th.
18th. Sorry, it's not on my screen. So today is December 18th, 2020. I'm Kimberly Jolly from Fat Quarter Shop, and we are on block 13 of Sewcialites. So I'm very excited that a lot of you have found us through the designers and are now kind of joining us. And it's not too late to get caught up, because we're going to have a break for 2 weeks, and so you can get all of your blocks done. We are doing 3-inch, 6-inch, and 9-inch blocks, completely free patterns with great designers. Today we're on block 13 by Susan Aki, and the block is called Joy. So I'm going to show you the 3 that I made first. I made these with the Homestead collection by April Rosenthal. And then I used this white background from On the Farm, and the SKU is 20708-36. So these are my 3 blocks. And I was pretty careful on the stripes, just to make sure they all go the same way. Now at the very end of this program, I'm going to put this into a quilt and this into a quilt, and these 2 quilts will be auctioned off for Make-A-Wish. And then I will keep this one just so that we have a record of Sewcialites, the very first Sewcialites. So this is the block we're doing today. Super easy because it's just 8 flying geese and then a 2-patch. And then hopefully this week when I do it, I will do the 2-patch correct. And it kind of makes, if you look, it kind of makes a little churn dash in the center.
Oh.
Yeah, like it kind of does a little, so that's kind of cool. So these are my blocks, and we're pressing open, but you can press however you would like. All of these blocks, again, are free on the Fat Quarter Shop website, and we're on block 13 today. And these are our sample maker blocks. This one is Quotation by Zen Chic, and Teresa made it. This one is Figs and Shirting by Fig Tree, and Deborah made it. And I think it's pretty cool that these 2 are both yellow and both 3 inches. And then this one is Folktale by Layla Boutique, and Terry made this one. This one is Shine On by Bonnie and Camille, and Sue made this one. And this one is made by Angel, and it's Cider by Basic Gray. So you can see that you can do a different look with all of these. So you can do any kind of style. You can do traditional, you can do modern, you can do whatever you want. So I'm going to show you now how to make this one. And I do want to show you, some people pressed open and some people did not. So it's up to you how you would like to do it. So you can see 3 people didn't press open and 2 did. The reason I'm pressing open is so when we put it together in the setting, that hopefully there's not too many seams that butt up. But it's up to you how you would like to do it. So we'll set the sample makers aside. And okay, so we're on block 13, and at the end of this I am going to do how to do the backing. Ooh. So that's exciting, and it's just going to be kind of made up as I go. So the fabric I'm going to use today, I'm going to use this fabric. I might need a little bit more than this, but we'll see. So I'm going to just mark these off. This one's marked intermediate, but it could be considered beginner. It's kind of one of those on the fence.
Confident beginner, maybe?
Yeah, there you go. And this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to do A and C all at one time, and then we're going to go back and do the rest cutting, because that way I won't mess up. So I'm going to actually, on here, A and C, I'm going to chain piece this and subcut it. So for A and C, it's supposed to be 1.5 by 2.5. So 2.5 times 4 is 10. So I need about 10 inches, which is that. And this, so I'm going to actually just iron these together, right sides together. And we're going to do my little trick method and see if it works. So it's supposed to be 1.5 inches wide. I'm going to cut a little sliver off just to have a straight edge. And then I'm going to cut it a little bit wider than 1.5. I'm going to do 1 3/4. And we're going to just sew down this strip and subcut my little 2 patches. Now you can do it the traditional way, which is cutting 4 1.5 by 2.5 inch rectangles and then 4 1.5 by 2.5 inch rectangles. I just want to do this to save time, especially since we're doing this on camera and this is what I do at home. So this morning I had to wind a bobbin, so I have to rethread my machine. I didn't thread my machine, sorry. So Christmas is coming. We have a little countdown every morning. My son changes the little thing.
Oh.
So how many, let's see if it's the 18th, 19th, 20th, yeah, 7 days to Christmas.
Whoa.
I know. I'm get to see my brother. Well, we're just doing a Christmas with just my mom and my brother and his wife and 2 kids.
Nice.
But that's the only Christmas we're doing. And I thought about it. I thought, you know, Kevin, it's probably the first time Kevin's mother hasn't seen him at Christmas in 45 years.
Wow.
So, let's see. So now I'm actually going to move this. So this is the fabric I'm working with, just so you can see. This is the Homestead line. This is the white on white I'm using. And I'll just move this out of the way so that I have a little bit of room. And let's see. Okay, so what I'll do here, press my seam flat, press to one side, then press open. And when I first started this technique, sometimes I do it wrong. Sometimes I cut the width wrong. So I will say that sometimes I make a mistake when I'm doing this. And that's okay. So now I'm going to, since this was 1.5 and 1.5, I'm going to trim a 1 1/4 on each side, because 1.5 minus a 1/4 inch seam is 1 1/4. And I made a quilt yesterday and I did this on almost every single step. I was able to do this. So now that's 2.5, and now I need to make 2.5 inch squares. So what I will do then is use my ruler, but my ruler's not here.
Which one?
2.5.
Square?
Yep.
Oh.
It's probably down here. No, it's not. So usually, you think it's over there? Usually I just use the 2.5 inch square so I don't have to think, but we don't see it. Okay, so usually I would just use the 2.5 so I wouldn't have to think, but we can just use this. And we're gonna hope that we have enough at the end to have a 2.5. Ooh, we do. So now I have my 4 patches done for the outside. For my inside, my B, I need to cut a 2.5-inch square. Oh yeah, where is it? Because that's what I would cut my 2.5-inch square with. I had it last week because I used it. Let me see if it's in here.
I want to make sure it's not like a big one.
I don't see it. Okay.
Huh.
Maybe it's in my bucket. I don't know. I'm sure that it's my fault because I always move stuff. Maybe it's in here. No. Yeah, I use that 2.5 all the time, so we'll just get a new one.
Yeah.
So here I usually just use the ruler, but since I don't have that, I will just kind of cut the smallest I can off so that I have the littlest amount of waste. And I will give you guys a tease that in January, we have a, you know how we do a sew along, well not a sew along, but like a little free pattern each year to use your scraps with. And so I actually made one of the blocks last night. It was a ton of fun. And it's pretty different than the last couple of years. So let's see. So for A, I need 8 1.5 by 2.5 inch rectangles. So here I'm going to try to just cut that off. I'm going to iron this flat.
This one.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, who knows? I could have taken it home, Lily. Who knows? I don't know. Who knows what I did with it. So I need 8 2.5 inch by 1.5 inch rectangles. So I tend to cut the wider piece first. That's just my habit. Some people would do the 1.5 inch. So we'll just do 2.5. And then I will cut 1.5, subcut 1.5. And when I do that, I usually do the 3 inch first and then the 1.5. Ooh, I'm gonna have enough. Five, 6. And I hope I'm not confusing you guys too much. I'm doing a little different today. This one's a little bit more intense, so just a lot of cutting. So those are my A's. And now what I need for D's, I need 16 1.5 inch squares. So for this, I'm gonna try to get 16 1.5 inch squares from this because I am trying to save my other piece that I have of this for binding. I'm not sure it's gonna work, but we're gonna try. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to try to use this little ruler, this little mat right here. Well, that's not big enough.
You want the other one?
Yeah, got it. Thanks. We're going to try this and see if it works. So whenever I'm trying to save as much as I can, using a rotating mat is really helpful. And at home, I always use a rotating mat. I never not use one. But here, we just don't have a lot of space. I mean, it's kind of... So I'm going to use this rotating mat. The first thing I'm going to do is... I'm going to trim one side. I'm going to cut a 3 inch strip first. And I don't calculate to see what I can get. I just kind of see what happens and then hope that I get 16. But I know that I'll be able to because there's enough over here. Well, I hope. Now I'm cutting 1.5. So I've got 1.5 strip and a 1.5 strip. Sorry, 1.5 inch strip. I'm going to trim this left side to have a straight edge. And then since this is 4.5, it's actually perfect. So I can do 4.5, 3, 1.5. So that gives me 6. And I usually just go like that to get them out of the way. And I haven't touched this, so this kind of stays in the same spot. And I learned this little technique of cutting larger to smaller from Billy Louder on Simply Quilts. And I'm trying to make them as accurate as I can so that I get accurate blocks. Let's see. Now this kind of moved a little bit, so I'm just going to cut these individually. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I just need 2 more. So I'll just cut them off this edge. Well, I'll cut them off this edge. Okay, and I'm going to save this piece. So I can answer any questions while I do this. What I'm going to do after this is draw a line from corner to corner so that I can do my flying geese next.
All right, let's see. We do have questions and lots of super chats that have been coming in. First question from Michelle B. She said, is it just me? Oh, it's a actually really nice comment, sorry. She said, is it just me or is everyone in awe of Kimberly being so efficient making blocks on camera? All kinds of props to Kimberly.
Oh, thanks.
It is impressive.
It's really kind of, I find that I do better if I don't prepare too much. Now for this, I do draw a line from corner to corner. Now at home, on my bed of my machine, I have some tape that I can follow, the washi tape. But on the machine at work, since it doesn't have a bed attached because we don't have enough room, I don't do that. And yesterday I made a lot of, I probably made like 20 flying geese that were really big, like 5 by 9. And on those you have to draw a line because obviously the tape doesn't go that far. At my house anyway.
That's funny. And Daniela Kivette Parker says, are you really seeing a difference when you use a clapper?
Yes, absolutely. And you know, a lot of people think they're expensive. You can make your own by just get some maple wood at Home Depot. I don't know how to do it, but yes, I use it. I used it all yesterday. I had 2 of them going yesterday. I sewed for 10. I think I cross stitched for 2 hours and I sewed for 10. And at the end of the day, my back was hurting. Kevin went to work, came home, and I was still working.
Wow.
But it's okay. I like to sew. I did watch a new Netflix special.
Ooh. Was it good?
It was called The Ripper, and it's about the Yorkshire Ripper in England, I guess, in the 70s,
Yeah.
70s and 80s.
Yeah.
I actually knew nothing about the case, so I really liked it because I didn't know the ending. But the men in the show were misogynistic, and I didn't like the way they talked about women, and it just, I guess, you know, it's better, we live in a better time now where women are recognized and not treated the way that they were then. But it was, you know, I would say, did I like it? Yeah. So now what I will do is, I'm actually going to pin all these on. Because these are so small, I really don't want them to move. So I'm actually going to pin these all down before I sew them. To get better results. I know most people don't pin when they do flying geese, but I usually do. Especially like yesterday when I was making those big ones, I had pins all over the place.
And lots of people are saying they love your shirt. The sleeves are super cute. First, could you tell us where you got it? And second, make sure you don't cut the sleeves on accident.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to let Lilly guess.
Talbot's?
Nope.
Nordstrom?
Nope. She's never going to guess.
Oh, okay. Never gonna guess. Huh.
It's not a clothing store.
Oh. Not a Did you make it?
Oh my gosh, no. It's a place you eat. And Lori found it for me.
A place you eat?
Yeah, I know. I don't think you'll ever get it. Well, you might now. There's one near here.
Was it Cracker Barrel?
Yes. I bought it at Cracker Barrel.
That was really cute. Here, let's get a shot of the shirt. It was very cute.
Thanks.
That's hilarious. I was like, where else does Kimberly shop?
Yeah, I don't really shop. I shop online, really. That's it. I mean, I got my, I will say, oh gosh, I got my boys shirts to wear to my mom's house, and they don't like to dress up. So I made a point to put I bought the same shirt but different colors and the same pants, because I mean, who cares? They're just pants. And I put them, and I told my one son, that's kind of funny, I said, do not move the pants. I know what you're going to do. You're going to hide the pants so that on Saturday morning when it's time to go to my mom's house, you're going to say you can't find the pants. So I told the nanny, she went up there, and they've already hid one of the pair of pants. And she said, there's only 2 up here. I said, well, I hand put them up there. So they're somewhere. Anyway, I just thought it was so funny because they think that, I mean, they thought, I already told her, I said, I know they're going to hide one of those pair. I already know which kid's going to hide it. He already hid the pair of pants. So I already know what's going to happen tomorrow morning is I'm going to have to go hunt down these pants.
That's funny. Okay, and we had a funny comment earlier when you were sewing from Huckleberry Stitcher, and they said, dang, Kim, put your pedal to the metal. LOL.
Oh, I do sew really fast.
She does.
When I'm at home, my husband, Kevin, actually closes the door. So I actually keep the door closed, but if he's asleep, like in a different part of the house, or, you know, upstairs playing the Xbox or whatever, I won't close it, but the second he comes down, he closes it. Because it's so loud. And also I have to put my TV up really loud so that I can hear it. So I have like Snap and Oxygen going, and then the sewing machine, and you can hear it. Like if you're in the living room trying to watch football or something, it's really distracting.
And let's see, we had 2 new YouTube members join at the beginning of the live stream. Jean Hughes, welcome Jean.
Thank you.
And Sleepy Stamper. Welcome, Sleepy Stamper. Great username. And then we had a super chat from Valeria Bauer for $49.99. And she put a pair that's standing behind a city skyline and like jumping up and down with flags.
Oh, thank you. You're so nice.
Thank you so much, Valeria. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, we bought, I think I don't want to say how much I spent, but I just bought Lilly a bunch of stuff yesterday for the film room.
I was over the moon, and I was so excited she said yes, you guys. And then
I think some of them I might have messed up though, Lily, because when I checked out, I don't think I got the quantity you wanted on some of them, but I just figured we could just get those later.
Okay.
Because it wouldn't let me, when I went to check out, it wouldn't let me do, on the second page, because of the way it was, it wouldn't let me increase the quantity.
Yeah.
So I just said, oh, well, we'll just get them later.
Okay. I'll double check it. Yeah, that was a lot of good stuff, so I'm really excited. And we had a super chat from Lori Roth for $9.99.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lori. And we had a sweet comment from Carrie Graziano a little bit before the live stream started, and Carrie says, my latest finished project is the Joyful Jelly Roll tree skirt. It's under my tree and I heart it. Thanks to Kimberly, Lily, and all of Fat Quarter Shop for all the tips and encouragement.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carrie.
I think I have that one under my tree too.
Yeah, I think you do.
I think I do.
And Crafting a Plan Live said, good morning from a very cold Indiana. Burr. Thank you, Kimberly, Lily, and the whole crew for all your hard work. You are so appreciated.
Thank you.
Thanks. We appreciate you guys. And we had another super chat from Marianne Lucas for $10. Thank you so much, Marianne.
Thank you. We hit 250,000 subscribers. I was so excited.
Yes.
So we were going to hit it over the weekend. And so I was trying to, like, I kept looking because I was going to beat Lily to showing me that we got it.
Yeah.
and she beat me because I forgot by the end of the weekend we had met it, so I was like, I'll forget it. And then we hit it, I think, Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, we hit 2 big milestones this week on this channel. We reached 250,000 subscribers. And on our cross-stitch channel on the Fat Quarter Shop floss tube, we reached 20,000 subscribers and did our 100th floss tube. So it's been a really good week. I'm very happy.
I know, I wish we got a YouTube award for 250,000, but you don't get a YouTube award until you get to 1 million.
Yeah, so we're at 250,000. We're a quarter of the way there.
So yeah, we got like, I mean, we've been doing this like 10 years, so I got like 30 more years to get to 1 million.
I mean, with any luck, you know, the things start moving kind of fast after that. And then we had a super chat from Sarah Shear for $3.99 Canadian dollars. And Sarah says, Merry Christmas. And she put 2 Christmas tree emojis and then a little Santa face in between them. Very cute. Thank you, Sarah.
Christmas.
And we had a super chat from Shiba Sushi for $5. And Shiba Sushi says, I am a beginner and Sewcialites has really helped me learn new skills.
Yay!
That's great to hear. Thank you so much. And we had a new member, September Baby. Welcome, new member, September Baby. I'm also a September Baby. And another new member, Cindy Good. Welcome, Cindy. And we had a question from Heather Notham. Is one color pen better at removing with heat over another? For the friction pens, I think, does the color matter is what she's asking.
Oh, I don't think so. I just use black. I don't know that I've ever tried the other colors. So I'm not really sure.
I've used the pink before, and I prefer the way the black one works, for sure. But I don't know if it's just like, they came off the same way. So I think black's just easier to see on most things.
Yeah, and if you have something really dark, there's a, like I have a little clover white chalk pen that I'll use on like black fabric, but it's so rare because I don't really use dark fabric very much. Mm-hmm. And that one's more of a chalk. Mm-hmm. So when I'm trimming these off, I do them individually. You could stack them, but I'm always afraid I'm going to cut into the wrong seam. So.
And a few people are asking if the clappers are back in stock, and also what do the clappers do?
The clappers are going to be probably late December or January. I guess they've been around. I had somebody comment that this is like an old thing. This is something that people used to do in seamstress. What do you call that?
Yeah. Tailoring, seamstress,
tailoring,
and garment
seamstress.
making.
Yes. And Riley Blake just made them, and they told me how great they were, and so I started using them. And they really help everything lie nice and flat. They're made in America. And they're, I believe, maple wood, and the wood absorbs the heat from your piece and just makes it really nice and flat.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and that's the reason why maple wood is best for these. It's the best at absorbing that heat and reflecting it back. If you use other kinds of wood, it's not as efficient, and some of them could get sap on your fabric.
We do have one that is by Steady Betty that is in stock. And it's the same. Mm-hmm. It's just different. I mean, it's the same concept.
Yeah. And we had a super chat from Laura Hamilton for $4.99. Laura says, good morning. Lily, will you remind us of different options for updating memberships? Excited to get to watch this live instead of after work. So for memberships, I think you're asking about the YouTube channel memberships. And depends on what you're trying to update. If you're already signed up for our YouTube channel membership, it just keeps renewing every month until you tell Google to stop. If you're trying to, let's say you signed up on an Apple device and you're trying to remove that Apple fee that Apple just charges for using their devices on a lot of membership things, you have to cancel the membership on any device and then go either on an Android phone or a laptop or a desktop that's not Apple and re-sign up for the membership through your same YouTube account, and then you should be able to just pay the $4.99 plus tax where applicable for that. Let me know if that answers your question, Laura. And we had another super chat from Terry Alger for $20. Thank you so much, Terry.
Thank you.
And I'm seeing in the chat some people are saying other things they use instead of a clapper, since some of us can't get them right now. I'm on that list of people who wants a clapper and doesn't have one. Cindy Wilbank said she uses a magazine to keep her seams flat. I use books in my house right now. That's my temporary clapper.
So to put these together, I'm going to go ahead, I just make sure they're going the same way like this. I'm going to go ahead and put a pin on all these, and then we'll sew them down with a 1/4 inch seam. So I do pin, I think I pin more than most people. It gives me time to listen to what's on the TV. Yeah, so I don't know, you guys, if y'all watch The Ripper on Netflix, you'll have to let me know what you think. It's definitely a different time in the world, and they didn't have the, I don't want to say that they did a horrible job because they didn't have the technology that we have today, but their views on women was very shocking, I would say. Mm-hmm. But the documentary, in terms of like the documentary and the data in the documentary, I mean, it was very, very interesting. I had heard of the case, but not the resolution, or I had no idea if there was going to be an ending or anything. And but yeah, I watched that. It was I think I finished it by noon yesterday. Came out yesterday and I finished it by noon.
We have a question from Amanda Tauzier. She says, how do you keep your geese from being wonky? I always get crooked geese.
Pin, pin, pin. So before you sew that line on there, pin. The more you pin, the better. And we do have some paper, some foundation paper coming out in 2021 that will help you get perfect flying geese. Ooh. And you'll be able to make, the way we have it designed is you make 2 at a time. And I'm excited about that. And we're also going to have square and a square paper, and that is because I can do pretty much any block. The one block I cannot get right is square and a square. And I've tried to figure out if you make it bigger and trim it down, would that work? And I've never got that to work. So I finally said, well, we're going to do paper because I cannot get square and a square to come out right. Flying geese, I can. Something about the square and a square throws me off.
And we have a super chat from Cynthia Mitchell for $15, and Cynthia says, Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas, Cynthia. Thank you.
Yes, I can't believe it's coming up so close. So last night, Emma got out of dance early, and I said, Emma, why did you leave dance early? You have school. You don't have school tomorrow. And she said, because dance is over, and I had an absence left over. And I thought, no, dance is not over. And then I was thinking it was November.
Oh my God.
She was like, Mom, what is wrong with you? I was like, I don't know. Well, because it's not like her to like ever skip anything. So I think that threw me off. But I mean, she had all her finals and she was tired. Mm-hmm. Which I understand. I was hoping they would sleep in today a little bit. But when I got up, they were all running around the house. I'm like, can y'all just sleep in for once? So from here, I'm going to build it the way that it is meant to be and then show you some options. So they have it where the white goes around the dark, and then these kind of fly around like in a circle kind of. So that's how it's supposed to be. I'm gonna show you. Oh, here's the 2.5-inch square right here.
Yay!
I was like, I know it's in here. I know it was me.
I'm glad we found it.
Well, I knew it was me. I was like, it's definitely me.
That's funny.
This is what the kind of stuff I do at home all the time. And I know I have a 2.5-inch square of this already in my bucket, but I don't see it. So what you could do here, you could do that. You could do this.
Ooh.
You could do 1, 2, 3. You could do that. That kind of does like a circle in the center. And that does a big circle. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know that I would mess with these too much, but so we'll go back to the original and hope that I get it back to the original. And then next year when we start back up, I'm going to be using a different fabric collection to do some different things. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be using yet. Okay, so now I'm going to check it again. Circle, down, down, down. Looks right, hopefully.
Well, the center's supposed to be orange, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. My word, Lily. Thanks.
I'm glad we caught it.
I think I sewed so many hours yesterday that there we go. So what I do here is I'm going to pin. This obviously is easy. You just pin this together. So I'm just going to pin this one because that's just a no-brainer. Now at home, I always have design boards. I actually bought more design boards yesterday because of something I'm doing. And Kevin was like, he brought them home. He's like, do you really need more of these? I was like, yeah, I do. So here, that little line, and here, we want those to line up. But we also want to sew over 1/4 inch. So what I do is I'm going to put these together. And if I've sewn correctly, I won't have to worry about the 1/4 inch seam. But right here, I'm going to just really make sure that it nests. It really doesn't nest because you're sewing open, pressing open, but I do just pin right there. Hopefully it'll line up. We'll see. I feel like I'm doing way better than I did last week because last week I felt like a mess.
Oh.
Okay, now this one is the one where you're going to want this line in the center to hit the center of your tip of your geese. So I just make sure that they line up. I'm going to sew down here with a 1/4 inch seam. And so anyway, what I was meaning to say is I always use a design board. Always. And so yesterday I was using some pretty big design boards. But here it's just easier to nod and say we did. A machine came unthreaded.
Oh. Let's see, we had a new member, Susan Phillips. Welcome, Susan. Yay.
Thank you.
And then we had a super chat from Sharon Lemoyne for $49.99. And Sharon says, wishing everyone at Fat Quarter Shop a Merry Christmas. Kimberly and Lily, y'all are the best. I enjoy the live streams and tutorial videos. I have learned so many new sewing techniques.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sharon. That's very generous. Appreciate you guys so much. And another new YouTube member, Erica Gregorius. Welcome, Erica.
Thank you.
And super chat from Janet McGarvey for $20. And Janet says, thanks for getting me through this past 9 months. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Janet. Merry Christmas.
So before I iron, I'm just going to hope that my seams work. And that one does. This one doesn't matter. And that one does. So I'm going to press, and then I'm going to just kind of press over here so that I don't have to move that.
Stitching Granny of 17 says, question about Lori Holt products. Will you be getting any more book stands in?
Yes, in new colors. So we are making those as a limited edition. So the first one, the aqua, was a limited edition. It's sold out. The new color, I'm not sure if it's on the coming soon page or not. So can we look and see? But and then I'll see if I can tell you the color and the date and everything. And then once that color's gone, there will be another color, and there will be gaps between, like months between when they come out, since they're made and they're hand painted and everything. Can you just ask Jocelyn knows?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if we've announced the color.
Ooh.
Okay, so now I've got it all laid back out, and I'm going to pin again.
And we have another super chat from Christine Ellis for $99.99. And Christine says, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone at Fat Quarter Shop and their families.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christine. Wow, that is a huge super chat. That's so generous of you.
Thank you so much.
And super chat from Susanna Pasterik for $4.99. She says, Happy holidays to everyone at Fat Quarter Shop. I have learned so much from you and look forward to learning more in 2021.
Thank you.
Thank you, Susanna.
Yeah, I would love to know if y'all like this new format. Some people don't, and some people do. So I would love to see what you guys think.
Super chat from Jennifer Jacobs for $5. And Jennifer said, Kimberly and Lily, what are you two most looking forward to in 2021?
Oh.
That's a good question.
Do you want to answer first or me?
Oh, I need to think about it.
I would say for me, I'm looking forward to, I'm going to change some things. I don't know how much I can say on here. I'm just looking forward to, I'm going to do more of a focus on creativity here and less on management. So I'm looking forward to that change. I'm looking forward to maybe my kids eventually getting back to sports, just because I know that that will make them, you know, happy. And I've really missed I have seen Emma dance, but obviously not nearly as much. But I haven't seen my boys do any kind of sports, and just hopefully getting them back to school. I know that'll probably be later in the year, but, you know, letting them get back to a normal life. Because to me, I mean, my life has changed, but it's fine. Like, I don't really worry about me. I worry more about my kids. So just letting them have, like, a little bit of normalcy would be great. And I think they'll be happier. I will say my boys have adapted much better than Emma. But I would say just getting back to a normal, semi-normal routine eventually, and I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm hoping at some point next year the world can start going back to a certain normal, doing more things outdoors. I had tickets for ACL Music Festival this year, which got postponed to next year, so I have those tickets still, so they're good for next year. So I'm hoping I get to do that. On my personal side, there's a lot of like personal goals I've kind of started focusing in on at the end of this year. Like I started roller skating last year, and was taking skating lessons, and those had to stop at the beginning of the pandemic. So I am hoping to do more roller skating outdoors, ordered different skates for that, and hopefully they'll be here by January. So yeah, and more sewing. What else? I have a goal of sewing a lot more, both quilts and garments for myself to start wearing. Those are the big things, yeah.
Yay. Yeah, okay, I'm going to do this last side at the same time. I'm excited I get to see my brother this weekend. I only see him at most twice a year because his kids are very, like one's in college and one's in high school, but the ones, they've always been, they're super active like my kids, so we don't really get to see each other as much because his kids, his son travels with basketball. They never really stopped somehow, but I don't really get to see him very much. I won't be able to see Kevin's sister, but we're gonna do a Zoom. We're gonna do a Zoom call, and do the presents with Zoom. And then his parents didn't want to do that. They thought it was just they didn't want to, so we're not gonna do that. But I'll be able to see her that way, so that's good.
Yeah. Sylvia Martinez told me to wear a helmet. Yes, Sylvia, I have 2 helmets that I switch back and forth between when I roller skate. One of them's sparkly. And
Sparkle.
Yeah, it's all.
I think you started
sparkle.
more than a year ago, though.
Yeah, it was.
I think it was like a year and a half ago, or 2. I think it was a little bit more than a year ago.
It was August of last year, so yeah, almost a year and a half.
See, I know.
Yeah.
I know something.
Kimberly remembers. I remember telling Kimberly about it because
I thought she was crazy.
my goal is to try out for the roller derby in Austin. So yeah,
I was like, you're crazy. Well, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not a very athletic person at all. So that would horrify me to do that.
That's funny. I don't consider myself athletic, but
I'm super not athletic. The other day, Kevin was like, what is going to happen to you when you really get old? Because I'm just so clumsy. I hit the bed all the time. I always have bruises on my legs because I'm just clumsy. I will say I haven't really been taking walks. That's one thing that I haven't been doing, which I need to do. I need to get back to because we were doing that for a long time. I think my kids just got tired of it. They're like, we don't want to go on a walk anymore, Mom. We're done. Okay, so you can see it's not too bad. It's a little bit wavy. So I'm just going to trim the edge just to get the slivers off. I don't know. I mean, it would be good to see Kevin's parents. I mean, I feel really bad that he hasn't seen them, and he hasn't seen them since February 28th because that was the last time that Emma had something that weekend, and they came for it, and I just, somehow remember that date. So that's just, but they're in the very high risk, so, okay, so now I'm going to move some stuff. And then we're going to put this together in one quilt. So I'm saving this for the back. I'm just going to put these 2 together randomly. I'm not even looking at which one goes where, and then we're going to attach it to this. So you can see that when you start attaching your blocks, if, I'm doing a table runner out of 12 blocks on the front and 1 on the back. But if you do it, you're going to be doing the same kind of technique if you put all your blocks together. So you can see here, these line up. They're the same seam, so I'm going to pin in all the intersections. And then we'll attach it to the quilt, and then we're going to do the backing. So here, I will make sure my seams kind of touch, like they nest. I I will say I've missed going out to eat. That's because we do really good at going out to eat because then we talk more. If we're at home, we don't talk as much because, oh my gosh, wrestling is on, and God forbid we turn the wrestling off. God forbid we interrupt the wrestling.
So we have a super chat from Steph Wild for $10. Thank you, Steph.
Thank you. Okay, can you zoom in, Lily?
Yeah.
And I'll show you one thing that doesn't line up and why I'm going to leave it. So right here, you can see this seam right here does not line up right here at all. But because it's all orange, nobody cares. So I'm going to just press. I'm going to press and then we're going to attach it. I'm not going to worry about that. I get less picky the more I go along because everything gets bulkier. So let's see. So when I did my blocks, I did press to one side. So I'm going to show you that. So when I, like here, when I did my rows, I went ahead and just pressed to one side and one side, one side. So when I go here, I think I'm going to put this right here.
Ooh.
Or right there. I think it looks good like this. So I'm just going to put these together, pin. And then I will show you how I do my backings. And we're going to hope it works on camera. So kind of what I do here is I figure out which points need to line up. And I pin those and then I back into the other pins. And those are 2 points that are like flying geese. So, you know, they have like the tips. So I put my little pin in. So hopefully they line up. We'll see. They might not. But I am excited about this one because I have a place this is going to go.
We have a oh, go ahead.
So here, there's like 2 diagonal lines. So there's this diagonal line and this diagonal line. And I'm going to try to get them to line up by lining up the diagonal lines. And we'll hope that that comes out. I mean, you never know. It might not. It's kind of less noticeable when you get to this point. And here, you can see there's this. If you draw a 1/4 inch line, I don't usually do this, but if you do, if you draw a 1/4 inch line, you want this right here at a 1/4 inch to touch that 1/4 inch. So I'll just add some more pins, and then I'll just sew across. And you have a lot of bulk here, a lot of bulk. So I just hope for the best when I go across and hope that my seams still lay flat or lie flat.
And super chat from Mary Pitchard Ferber for $10. And Mary says, love the live streams. Happy holidays.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Now, if I was at home and I was doing this, I would not go this slow. I would literally go just as fast as I normally do because I pin, but just because I'm on camera and standing up, I won't go as fast. But at home, I would go just as fast as I normally would. I would not slow down. So we'll see. Everything lined up. So you can see that when I did that polka pin, lined up there, lined up there. So I'm going to press to one side. And this, you're going to see that this is a little bit heavier. Okay, see right there? Okay. That was, I'll go the other way, Lily. Sorry. See that? That was supposed to be pressed open right there. So this seam went the wrong way, so I'm going to fix it. I'm going to just unpick a couple of stitches and then sew it down flat and then fix it. Sometimes I fix it, sometimes I don't. I mean, I would say most of the time I do fix it. If I'm super like in a hurry, I won't. There we go. So for my backing, I'm going to move this a little bit and then move it back. Can you zoom way out?
Yeah.
There we go. So if I look at this, it is 12.5 by 36.5. Yeah, 12.5 by 36.5 because it's 2 by 6 6-inch blocks. So what I do, this is literally what I do at home. I usually use a bigger piece of paper though. 12.5 by 36.5. That's the top. If you're doing a very large quilt, you need 5 inches on all sides. If you're doing a table runner, you really only need 4 inches on each side. So I'm going to do +8 and +8. So that would be 20.5 by 44.5 is what I need the backing to be. So I'm going to start with the center of my backing, which is going to be this star. And we're going to just make it up as we go. So I'll put this aside. I'm going to put this back in my binder. I almost left this at home, guys.
Oh no.
I did. I mean, not really. I saw it, but. So I'm going to let's see. I have this big piece, 2 pieces of fabric. The first thing I want to do is I'm probably going to put the label in the center. Put my name on the bottom, which is this. Add background to the top and bottom. Get this to measure 20.5, and then add my sides. That's my traditional, easy, put the label in the center, or your block. Now, a lot of times I will put my name in the center of the block, so I don't have to add to the bottom, but I didn't do that this time. So I literally am just going to take some scraps and just start adding. So I want to add this to the bottom. This is a label from Sweetwater. You can either put it on your fabric and then sew it in, or just sew it in. I just sew it in. I do like the edges to be about the same. So this is 3/8 away from the gray. This will be 3/8. So I'm going to make the sides 3/8 also, so that there's like an even space around. And I'm just going to add some background fabric to the left and the right to add there. So I literally, this is what I do. Chop some stuff off. I literally just chop. I don't think too much. I'm going to add that, and then I'll show you what I do. So I literally just add it with a 1/4 inch seam. I don't think too much when I do the backing. I just kind of, and these are my leftover scraps, so I don't have to worry about like saving too much because I'm getting to the end. So I've literally just added to the sides. Obviously way too much, but that's fine, and I'm going to add it up here. So I'm going to press this away from the label. And it's a little bit sticky, so it will stick to your ironing board, but it'll come right off. You could just stick these on and quilt it down. I prefer to sew it in. So I just cut off the straight. I think I need to get a little bit more here. And then I just need to put that there. So what I do to find the center is I find the center of my label. So just the center of this, well actually the other side. Center of my label, center of my block. And this saves time because I don't have to think out my math. I line up my 2 centers. They're right there. Put them right sides together and pin. And just sew down, and then we're going to trim it off. Now, if you don't have too much fabric left over, you'll have to kind of plan, but by drawing it out, that's my plan. Gonna press. Do the same thing, just press. Trim the edges off. So we need this to be 20.5 inches wide. So what I do now is I'm 20.5 inches, right? Minus the width of this, which is 7.5 equals 13, I think. 13 inches. So I need 13 inches up here, 13 inches up here, 13, can you do the, oh, here it is, here I have a calculator. So if I do 13 plus 13 plus 7.5 minus my seam allowance, that's too much. 13 divided by 2 is 6.5. So I need 13 divided by 2, which is 6.5. So if I add 6.5 plus 8.5, 7.5, plus 6.5 minus my seam allowance, that is not enough. It needs to be 7 inches, I think. 7. Okay, so I need a 6.5 by 7 inch rectangle here and a 6.5 by 7 inch rectangle here to get to 20.5. And I literally just have to do it like that. So I need a 6.5 by 7. Let's see if this is wide enough. No. So here, because I have this and this that's going to go on the left and the right, like that's going to be my big pieces that go across. I could do this the same, or I could see what else I kind of have in my scrap bucket. I don't have anything else that I have enough of. I don't have big enough pieces, so I do have to use this. So I'm going to just cut a 6.5 strip right here off the edge. But first I'm going to iron it. And then we'll cut 6.5 by 7 inch rectangles. So that's my 6.5. So as you see, when I'm doing my backings, I just do, I just write it out, double check myself to make sure it works before I keep going. So here, that's gonna go here, and that's gonna go here. And then we're gonna add, and then our goal is to get to about 20.5 by 44.5. And I try to give enough so that Gina has enough or Mike has enough when I send them my quilts. I have sent them quilts that are short before. So if you are somebody that has done that, don't worry, because I have done that several times. Where, you know, I just did the math and then my math was wrong. But that happens. Like, that's just kind of part of quilting.
Can you remind us how much extra you're adding for them to quilt it, or on the sides?
So on the sides, I'm adding 4 inches on all sides. So 4 plus 4 is 8 for table runners. For anything that is not a table runner, I do 5 inches on all sides, which would be 10 inches extra on. So you just take your finished top and add either 8 inches or 10 inches. And of course your backing doesn't have to be 100%, it doesn't have to be exactly that size because they're gonna trim off. But it gives them, if you have a long arm quilter, they need that length to be able to attach to the clamps. I know that's not the right word, but there's like clamps that clamp down your quilt.
Yeah, they're clamps.
Okay, so that is why they need that extra. And most of the time your quilter will give you all your extras back and then you can cut it down into whatever you need it to be.
Yeah.
So for here, I just set my seam just like I did. Press here. Press here. So you can see that I have a little bit left. I need to cut off a little bit. Just kind of even it out. And that's because I trimmed down my blocks. And yeah, so there you go. So now we have 6.5 inches by 20.5. That's gonna be the center. So we need to add here. So this time I'm gonna try to do my math right. I'm gonna find my pen.
Friction pen?
I have it.
Okay.
And my calculator. This is how I am all the time, guys. I can't find anything. I don't know where I put my calculator. I found it.
Yay.
Okay. So now I go back to this number, which is 44.5. So 44.5. I'm going to add an inch for seam allowances plus, no, minus 6.5 equal, and then whatever that number is, you divide it by 2. 39 divided by 2, 19.5. So if you take 19.5 plus 6.5 plus 19.5 minus an inch for seam, that equals 44.5, which is what this needs to be. So now you need to cut a 6.5 by 19-inch rectangle twice. And I just kind of cross everything else out, and I need to add that. So I literally, that's what I do. Now I'm not going to make this exactly 19 inches here when I add it because that's, she doesn't need it exact. So I'm going to, oh, not, no. It needs to be 20.5 by 19.5.
Okay.
Sorry. So hopefully I have enough from this fabric. We'll see. If we don't, we'll fudge. We'll change it. So here, because I cut off one, so I'm not sure I'll have enough, but we'll see. So I'm going to get this as flat as I can. And you can see this cutting right here. That's called, I was in the other room and this is called, I'm in my room where I starch. Didn't have a rotary cutter and I just chopped it with my scissors, my blue scissors. I'm probably going to be a little bit short is what it's looking like. But I am going to try to get all these seams out. So you can see right here, this is where the crease was. Like the fold in your fabric. That's where that was. I just do that and you can see it came out, kind of. I just keep going over it. Ooh, hot. Okay, get that nice and flat. Am I confusing everybody, Lily? No. Sorry.
I think you're good. There's a little talk in the chat of the giveaway because the title of our video says we're doing a giveaway. And we most certainly are, but we're going to announce what exactly all that is at the end of the live stream. Or towards the end. Yes.
Yeah. Lily's going to get to do it.
Yeah. I'm excited. So yes, don't worry if you just tuned in. We haven't announced what it is, what you have to do, but there is a giveaway.
So now I need to see, I need a 20.5 by 19.5. So I need to see how to get that from here. So I'm going to see what this is. This is 19.5. If I cut this in half, it's about 20. So I'm going to get it from this piece right here. It's not going to be exact, but it's going to be close enough to where Gina will have plenty because I'm going to send this to Gina. I assume I'm going to send it to her. I haven't even asked her if I can send it to her. Let's see. So I'm going to take the 20 inch from here and the 19 inch from here. And I'm just going to do a straight edge here. And you can see I cut that with scissors. But sometimes I do that. That's okay. I mean, that's called, like, whatever you got in front of you is what you're going to use. And hopefully this is about 19.5 inches. And it's a little bit less, but that's okay. So this is 19.5. So I'll just do this. Ooh, actually, it is 19.5. That's how lucky I got. That is literally, I didn't plan that. This is what is left over. This is not planned. Now I'm going to cut this one straight, and I will line up that line and this line. Cut off as little as possible. And that gives me 21 inches with salvage. So it came out perfectly. I got lucky. I did not plan any of that. So obviously my salvages, I don't want the salvages to be in the quilt. You see how the salvage is wavy right there? So I try to not use that wavy part at all. I try to kind of go into here. But so really what I'm doing is just doing this with that in the center. So we're just going to add it real quick. Now what I'll do is just put this right sides together. It's not going to be exact because it's your backing. So you have a little bit extra over here, just leave it and it's no big deal. I do pin. So she'll have like maybe 3/4 of an inch short. It's not a big deal. She won't care. I will. Now here, some people when you're doing a backing, technically on the back, you're supposed to do a 1/2 inch seam on the back. I have never done that because I didn't learn that way and I always use 1/4 inch. I've never had a problem, but just so you know, the correct way is to do 1/2 inch seam, but that doesn't work with what I do because I do these blocks and they have 1/4 inch seams on them. So I treat the back like I treat the front. Nobody ever taught me that until, I don't know, I went to class one day and somebody was like, you're supposed to do 1/2 inch. And I'm like, oh, well, I didn't know, so. So there, and I'm going to add the other side.
Why are you supposed to do 1/2 inch?
You're supposed to do 1/2 inch on the back. So when you put your
So it's
seams
straight?
together,
Uh-huh.
you're supposed to do 1/2 inch. Like when you say you're putting these two seams together and you're ignoring this, that is supposed to be 1/2 inch.
Oh.
But I've never done it. That's probably why you don't. No,
Yeah.
because I don't do it.
Yeah, I've done 1/4 inch.
Yeah, I don't ever, and I don't know, like we should ask maybe Cheryl what she does. I have never done 1/2 inch, ever. And you can see here I'm not measuring, I'm just adding it. There's no, just putting it together.
Is it 1/2 inch to make it sturdier, or?
I have no idea. And you're supposed to press open on the back.
That I do.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe Gina, if Gina's in the chat, Gina can tell us.
Yes, I think Gina is.
Yeah, I don't know. But I never knew that for years. I mean, probably 5 years. I had no idea. And then when I learned it, I was like, oh, well, what I've been doing is working. So I'm just saying, the only reason I'm even saying it is because I know people are going to say, well, this is what you're supposed to do.
Oh.
Okay, so now I'm going to press. And I actually have this left over, which I'm actually really surprised I have this much left over. So this will be used, I know exactly what I'm going to save it for. And I will be talking more about that in the first live stream of the year in January.
Ooh.
I worked on that yesterday too. Okay, so keep it flat. Press towards this. And so if my quilt is ever stolen, right there it says Kimberly Jolly, and they can't take it out because it was not pieced on top. And Gina's gonna quilt it in. So my name is right there. And if you want to know, this block right here is block 11 or 10 or I don't know, it was one of the blocks, but I didn't like how it looked with the other blocks because it came out more low volume than the rest. So instead of redoing it, I just put it on the back.
Okay, let's see. Lori Holt said the 1/2 inch is just for stability. And Gina said she doesn't think it really matters if you press open or to the side, and that she can't see any reason why it has to be one way or the other.
Oh. So here, I'll just trim this off. You don't have to. I don't think Gina cares if you do. But I'm, you know, my OCD, I'm not sending it to her unless it's,
Oh, and Mike at My Long Arm says, I agree with Lori Holt, stability. Thank you.
good. Okay, so can you help me move this off?
Yes.
Please, I'll unplug everything and then just, I'll push it that way. So then I can kind of show maybe what it looks like. Okay, so this is the back. And then I'll lay the top on it. Oh yeah, you can take all that. So when you lay the top on it, you can see I have about 4 inches all the way around. And then when Gina quilts it, she will try to get this kind of in the center. And this is actually going to go on the side table that I got at Hobby Lobby that is in my craft room. And I'm going to try to use this as the binding. Let me show you. I don't know if I have enough left. I think that's enough for binding, but I'm not sure. So I might have to buy some. And I'm going to show you all my leftover scraps and tell you what I'm going to do with them this weekend. So this is my leftover scraps. I'm trying to put everything back so I don't take anything home. These are all my leftover scraps from the layer cake and everything I've done. I've got all this left over. We have put together a pattern that Jocelyn designed for 2021. It's called Swirly Stars, and it's going to use your leftover scraps. And I'm going to take this home. I'm going to make a block out of this, and then the rest of it's going to go in my scrap buckets. And then next year when we come back, I'm going to either demonstrate 9-inch or 3-inch. So, you know what, Lily, why don't you do a poll over Christmas and they can vote on which one they want to see next. I am going to do them all at some point. But just so they know, they can vote, and then whatever they vote, I'll do.
Sounds good.
So, I kind of just make this pretty. I'll have to get some binding. And then I'll take this home. This will be my scraps. So let me know what questions you have before. Oh, and then now I have an empty box. Yay, I can take my empty box home.
Yay.
Yeah. These are the boxes that I use for when I'm in my sewing studio at home. I have 2 of these boxes in my drawers. The one in the front is starched, and the one in the back is unstarched. And then that's my whole project in one drawer. So now this drawer is gonna be empty. So let me know what questions y'all have on this. I'm gonna just kind of set this over here. I did burn myself. I don't know if you'll noticed.
Oh.
One time when I hit the starch, it was so hot that it burned my finger.
Okay, let's see. We have lots of super chats that came in.
Oh, thank you.
Super chat from Laura Hamilton for $9.99, and she put a little pair that's saying thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. And then another super chat from Julie Borders for $24.99. Julie says, "Thank you for sharing your talent with us and for bringing this community of stitchers together. Merry Christmas."
Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Merry Christmas. And Judy Hampton gave us a $10 super chat, and Judy says, "Merry Christmas and happy holidays to all Fat Quarter fans."
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, there's a lot of super chats. Next one's from Beverly Hoveter for $19.99. Thank you, Beverly.
Thank you. And I really hope that I didn't confuse you guys on that when I started writing all the numbers out, but that's really how I do it at home. I don't know any other way to do it but to hand write it out.
Super chat from Charmin Herzog for $5. Thank you, Fat Quarter Shop. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Thank you, Charmin. And then next super chat is from Susan Summers for $4.99, and Susan says, "Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone at Fat Quarter Shop and all those watching around the world. Prayers for a better 2021.
Thank you. I think everything is going to get better. It can only, that's the way I think of life. It can only be better tomorrow. I mean.
Yeah.
And when I think about this year, it's not so bad. Well,
Yeah.
it's not so bad.
I think there's things that we can get out of this year that came as positive.
Right.
Sure. Like all of our new YouTube people that have gotten to watch us now. Our YouTube has grown a lot. So I'm glad to have everyone here. New YouTube member, Terry Blair. Speaking of new people, Terry Blair. And Laura Davis gave us a super chat for $5, and Laura says, "Merry Christmas."
Thank you. Merry Christmas to you too.
And then super chat from Ginger Heart for $5, and they said, "Thanks for inspiring us."
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and then new YouTube member Dina Soares, welcome. Oh yeah, Dina, welcome, Dina.
Thank you.
Thought I misread it for a second. And okay, let me sort through the comments here. Aaron McCullough said, "I saw the Autumn Love cream is available as Yardage. Was there anything more in the backing set for pumpkins and plaid? I missed it during pre-order."
Okay, so I reordered those kits. I have not heard back from Riley Blake if they are going to remake those. So I don't know, but backing sets we're not going to cut anymore, but you can just buy the Yardage off of the Bolt. It's the same price.
Okay. And Yvonne Susmuth said, "After you pin the middle seams between the 2 blocks, what do you do if the outside edges don't match up? Like if one is shorter than the other, do you pull them so they match?"
No. I would just have the quilter offset it. Because I don't always put the label in the back, right in the center. I usually do whatever I can do to not buy more fabric. Because, yeah. So, and I'll draw it out. Sometimes my border's at the bottom right. Sometimes it's at the top. Sometimes I do hand piece it on the top. If it's huge, like if it's this huge backing, I'm going to piece the backing into 3 sections. And then I'm going to create a border. I'll do that. I'll do a tutorial of that at some point. But I just add borders to my label, fold it under with a hot hem presser or hot hem ruler, and then hand stitch it down or sewing machine it down. So sew it down on the machine. But either way, I want it quilted in.
Haley Weckworth says, will the Serendipity quilt kit be back in stock?
It is in stock.
I'm pretty sure it's in stock.
Yeah, it's in stock. We have plenty. That will begin. It is a pre-order. Yes. So it will be in stock late January, early February. It is a pre-order.
Yes. And Valeria Bauer had said, my 42-year-old daughter out of nowhere decided to learn how to quilt, so I bought her a Singer machine, and the next thing I know, she was driving from Colorado to Katy, Texas. She is here to learn how to quilt in 4 days, and she put a little emoji that's like...
That's awesome.
That's
I wish my
cool.
kids were interested. Yeah, they're not.
Yeah, to drive from Colorado to Texas. That's exciting. I'm excited for her. Let us know how it goes. And Renee Moffat said, what will you be doing with the blocks we make starting in January?
I'm going to make another project that's going to go in my house, on my side table in my bedroom. So all of these I'm either going to make for my bedroom or my sewing room, because my other tables in my house already have table runners. I already have big, huge table runners for those. And I'll just make it something that will I'll just make it up as I go. So based on what y'all say, if you say 3-inch or 9-inch, that will determine which collection I pick, all that.
And Yvonne Sue Smith was saying she was the one asking about the blocks. If you adjust it, if one's smaller, she meant the blocks on the front of the quilt.
Oh, okay. So what I would do on the blocks on the front of the quilt is I would put them together. I would pin the outsides. So let me see if I have a block somewhere. Yeah, I do. Haha. Right here. I was like, I know there's blocks in here somewhere. Okay. So. Can we do the upper camera? So these look pretty much the same size, but pretend they're not. When I put them right sides together, the very first thing you will do is pin the left and the right. And then pin whatever intersection you can, and then pin in between, and then when you're sewing, you'll want to like pull. See how I'm pulling? I don't really like to do that, but you pull it. And if you have a block that is larger, put the larger the block that is larger on the bottom. The feed dogs will help ease it in more than it would on the top. That would be my tip, is just pinning and kind of pulling. I mean, I don't try to do that. That's not like something I try to do, but it is something you end up having to do. So here's all the blocks that I've done so far. And we're going to auction 2 of the quilts off. And one we're going to keep, because we do keep, anytime we have like a designer mystery or a charity or something like that, we keep it so that we have records of what it was, because in 10 years we're not going to remember what we did. And we have a big cabinet that we put everything in.
Let's see. Mike at My Long Arm said, Merry Christmas to Kimberly and everyone at Fat Quarter Shop.
Merry Christmas, Mike. I haven't seen you in forever, because Mike used to come. He has a key to the front, and he could just come in, but now with the COVID, he can't. I don't see him walk by my office.
No,
so
yeah, I see him through the window sometimes when he's just walking up.
I haven't seen him in months.
Okay, let's see. From Arlie Hudson 50, do you mark your center on the back when you send to quilter, allowing for whatever amount they need as extra?
No.
And I think a few people were asking what kind of batting Gina and Mike use. Gina said, I use 80-20 for almost anything, and Mike had said both 80-20 and 100% cotton.
And we use Quilter's Dream brand, and we buy it by the roll. Like they're huge. And we ship, like when Mike is out, he tells Cheryl buys it directly from Quilter's Dream, ships it directly to Mike's house. And I think we do that with Gina, but I'm not sure. But yeah, we just buy it in chunks, and then that's part of when my employees send their quilts to quilt it. I don't think they have to pay for batting because I buy it in the rolls, so they don't have to worry about paying for batting.
Yeah, we don't.
Which is like, I mean, it adds up. But, you know, it's like a little bonus because they're making stuff for us and stuff.
Yes. And super chat from Emma Guerin for $4.99. Thank you, Emma.
Thank you.
And then super chat from Nellie Olson for $9.99. And Nellie put a little pair also saying thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nellie. Okay. And super chat from Deb Summers for $4.99. And Deb says, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all. Your live stream is a must-see for me each week. Looking forward to 2021 live streams with you all.
Thank you. Yeah, we have a lot planned. Lily and I have a lot planned. We have all of next year planned. I did think of one thing we forgot.
Oh.
But we'll do it today or Monday or
Okay.
next year, whatever.
I'll put a note.
I forgot. Well, we basically had a whole list, and I mean, it took 3 of us to remember every single thing we do because we do so much free content and this and that.
And so-alongs and events. And
I was just like, oh my gosh. So many things.
Yes. From Barb Sutterdahl, will the Sewcialites still come out on Friday mornings while you are on hiatus?
Okay, the next block will be January 5th. I think that's right.
It's the week of January 5th, which is January 8th.
January 8th.
Yes.
Yeah, 4th is Monday. That's right. 4th
Yes.
is Monday. 5th is live stream. Yeah, 8th. So we're taking a break, and the reason we're doing that is because if I'm doing these live, we want to, you know, do them live so that people can ask questions. And I also think whenever you do a sew-along, if you do a break, it's really good to give people a break. So if they've had a really busy 2 weeks or something, they can catch up. And then they're more likely to finish the sew-along than if they got too behind where they could never catch up.
And Jenny Dunn says, do we know what fabric line Kimberly will use that could affect size of block to choose?
Okay, so I'm going to either use Apricot and Ash or Christmas Figs 2. Christmas Figs 2, yeah. One of those two, because we just got Apricot and Ash back in stock. We're going to show it to you, but we got a lot back in stock, and I never had a chance to buy it. And since we have so much back in stock, I mean, it matches my bedroom. It matches, those are the colors I use. Okay, so I'm going to take a break. Lily is going to come and show you the giveaway and everything Lily has, and I will be right back.
Careful if you go to your left, the iron's on the...
Oh, okay. Okay. Did you ever listen to that music?
Do-do-do. No, I still haven't listened to it. I subscribed to her. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. One day we will put words to this music. Hello, everyone. I'm Lily, as a lot of you know. Happy holidays to everyone. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. I believe that just passed. And today I am very excited to show you guys this lovely basket of goodies that we've been saving up for a couple months now so that we could do a giveaway when we hit our next subscriber milestone. And as Kimberly was telling you guys, we just hit 250,000 subscribers. Yay! Very excited. It's been a great week. It's made me so happy that we reached this huge milestone. 250,000. Oh my gosh. Okay. So the giveaway is this lovely basket of what I call the film room goodies. Oh, don't tilt it so far. There we go. It's got lots of stuff in it. Basically, this basket is a lot of like pristine, mint condition, brand new items that we had in the film room. We recently cleaned it up, and they were here for filmings, to show product, different thing, but they're literally brand new, and some of them are like exclusives from previous years on certain things, and so we just put it all together. We're giving it away to one lucky YouTube subscriber. So if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, hop on over there right now, hit the subscribe button, and to enter the giveaway, you must wait for the end of this live stream, give it about 10 minutes after we end, go to this video on our YouTube channel, only on our YouTube channel, and then comment below what your favorite video of ours from 2020 was. So make sure to comment by the 21st, which I believe is next Monday at midnight, to be entered to win. That's when we will go in, pick the lucky winner. A note is to please only comment on this video on YouTube, because if you don't comment on here, you won't be entered for the giveaway. And I really want to make sure all of you guys are entered. So if you comment somewhere else, like on Facebook, Instagram, if you email us, if you go on Stitch Squad, the Facebook group, that's cool to share what you loved from 2020, but it will not give you an entry for the giveaway. So wait for the live stream and then tell me what your favorite video of 2020 was. And the winner will be contacted by us replying to their comment on YouTube. So make sure you're checking that on the 22nd to see if you won. And yeah, that's the giveaway. So I'll sneak that over here. Cute little basket. Thank you. Shout out to Cody for getting me a basket. And the other thing I wanted to ask you guys was for some feedback on our videos for next year. Let us know. You can tell us right now or after the live stream what you would like to see from our YouTube channel in 2021. Kimberly kind of started the conversation with asking how you guys like this format for live streams. We do the tutorial portion and then the show and tell portion. Back in the day, we used to do like on our couch set with the show and tell portion. But any other videos, anything that you're like, wow, I love this technique, maybe I want to see it more in depth, or this kind of quilt, just you guys' feedback. Would love that. And yeah, I want to say thank you to everyone for watching our videos, for subscribing and watching us both on YouTube and Facebook. I'm very thankful for everyone, and happy holidays to everyone. Kimberly is back, so I will give her back the floor. Do-do-do. Last intermission of the year. Woo!
I know it'll be 2021 before we can even think that it's not. Okay, I'm gonna set all this stuff up real quick. So we have a lot planned for next year in terms of sew-alongs and just all kinds of stuff, and I'm going to be sewing along with most of them with you so that everything is more interactive and I can give tips. And so right now I'm already starting everything. So the first thing I wanted to show you, I think there's probably a pop-up that we can start with.
Yes.
So we're going to do a best friends quilt along. It's going to be me and Lori Holt, and I'm going to explain all the fabric requirements. We're assuming most of you will do the lap, which is on the left. We also wrote instructions for a queen, which is on the right. Some of the fabrics are not in stock for the queen, and it will be probably January, February, but we do have everything in stock if you want to make the lap. Now, the way that we're going to do this, everything is on the blog already. So Kate's already put everything on the blog. If you have any questions, you can either ask here or ask on the blog and we'll answer you. But what we're going to do is I'm going to sew half the blocks. Lori is going to sew half the blocks. In the end, we're going to put it together. We're going to piece a specialty piece backing where I piece the backing and she puts a label, where she puts a applique label on top, and we are going to auction the quilt for charity for Make-A-Wish. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to be doing, what Lori's going to be doing. Of course, you can use any fabric you want, but this is just what Lori and I are going to be doing. So you're going to be making log cabin, you're going to be making all of these blocks. Economy blocks, log cabin blocks, pineapple blocks, and courthouse steps blocks. So you need these 4 pads. Now if you're doing the lap, you need the 6-inch. For your background fabrics, we're using this B Basics and B Backgrounds layer cake. This actually, just so you guys know, is actually just B Backgrounds. That's a mistake by Riley Blake. It's just B Backgrounds. So you need this layer cake and this layer cake. So this is your B Basics, no backgrounds. So they just consider these both the same, but basically this is your background and this is your basics. So if you're gonna do the lap, you need the layer cake of B basics, the layer cake of B backgrounds. You need the 4 pads right here so that you can do foundation paper. You need, if you're gonna do this setting where you have these, so this is 4 squares, 4 rectangles. If you're gonna do this setting, you would use the Best Friends Backgrounds Fat Quarter Bundle, which is just 8 pieces. Lori handpicked these pieces. Then you would need binding, backing, and if you want to put rickrack in your trim, you can. And the color she suggests is coral. So this is what you would need. Now, if you don't want to buy anything, just get you can either do yardage of a background and just, have a couple yards. You can get any layer cake you want. I am going to show you in January all the blocks I make on Lori's YouTube channel, which is, her channel is just called Lori Holt. She will show you her blocks, and then at the end she's going to mail them, and we're going to put it all together and auction it off.
Ooh.
Now, if you want to make the queen, you need those 4 paper foundation pads in 12-inch size. You need a B Basics Fat Quarter Bundle and a B Backgrounds Fat Quarter Bundle. Those are both out of stock. Everything has been ordered and has been on order for a long time. Due to what's going on in the world, it's hard to get everything. So some of you might already have that. You might already have these fabrics. You need this 1 yard bundle here for your outside pieces, and binding, backing, and vintage trim. And all of this is on the blog, and you can sew with any fabric you want. We just made sure that we had all of this lap in stock, and we only did the queen just because if you have the 12-inch and prefer 12-inch blocks, you can do this. And it would be helpful to have the add a quarter ruler in either the 12-inch size for this or the 6-inch size for this. And so that's going to be super fun because it's going to be 5 weeks from January 7th through February 4th. And everything is available, all the supplies at Fat Quarter Shop, all the information's on the blog, and it's going to be a collaboration with me and Lori. And you can see how her blocks look and my blocks, and how we're going to mix them. And we're just going to put them all in one quilt. So I'm making half, she's making half, and we're going to auction it off. So let me know what questions you have on that.
Let's do a close-up real quick of what the quilt will look like. Oh, there we go.
So on the outside are
Log cabins?
Log cabins. Courthouse are in the inner. Economy blocks are here. Pineapple. And then more log cabin. And each week we will tell you exactly what you need to make. So each week you will download this for free, and it will tell you how many log cabin blocks, cutting for lap, cutting for queen, how many to make, and you'll get that each week. And if you have a best friend, you could make them a quilt and they could make you a quilt and you could exchange, or you could just make the quilt as a gift.
That's so sweet. Connect to Tech is asking, can you do it without foundation paper?
You could. We're not giving instructions for that though. But you could easily find, instructions for these blocks online. But our instructions are for the paper.
All right, and then we had a new YouTube member join, Tara Romero. Welcome, Tara.
Thank you.
And then we had a super chat from Anna Elmsjoe for 50 SEK. I'm not sure what that is, but thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, we got to figure it out.
SEK. And she says, Lily, you have my favorite voice on YouTube. Thanks to all you. Sorry, I got so excited about what she said. She said, thanks to you all for this year. Thank you. That's so sweet of you.
I know she does have a great voice.
Oh, thanks.
Because, that is a big part of if you watch somebody, because I watch a lot of true crime. I don't watch any kind of crafting really on YouTube because I like to keep my personal life and my work life different. I don't want to be working all the time. But there are some true crime channels that I just cannot watch because the voices are too unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And SEK is the kronor, which is the official currency of Sweden.
Oh.
Thank you so much, Anna.
Yeah, thank you.
And Kathy Dunn was asking, how are you dividing it in half?
Oh, okay, so each of them you make them even. So, like the very first one, you make 12. So I'm going to make 6 of those, and she's going to make 6. And, you know, whichever, if it's make 8, I make 4, she makes 4.
And...
Oh, and another thing is I'm going to starch, and she's not going to starch. And that's okay, because when you cut them down, you get the exact size because of the paper. And it will shrink differently when we wash it, but that's how we sew, so that's how we're doing it.
Yeah. Okay. From Molly P, are you getting the Bee Backgrounds Fat Quarter Bundle back in stock?
Yes, but it won't be back in stock in time for this, I don't think. I mean, it could be, but I really doubt it, based on, you know, everything's going on. When we were going to do this so long, we had focused on just the 6-inch, so I had bought all of that. And then we thought, well, some people are going to want the larger one. We just won't have all the fabric. Everything is ordered. It's just not all here yet.
Okay. And Noemi Guzman says, is the quilt along beginner friendly?
Yes.
And let's see, we had a new YouTube member join, Paleorific. Welcome, Paleorific.
Thank you.
It's a great YouTube name. And True Girl 123 said, I love your voice too, Kimberly.
Oh,
Yes,
thanks.
it's true.
Some people say I don't really have a Texas accent, and some people think I do have one, so I don't really know what I have.
It comes and it goes depending how excited you are about something.
Oh, that's true.
Yes.
And you know, it's really funny because the other day when I went to see Dave Chappelle and Joe Rogan, I saw an old friend, you know, a friend from, he's married to my best friend from when I was a kid, so I've known him for 30 years. I actually knew him in high school. And Kevin was calling me Kimberly. And he was like, oh, you're Kimberly now. He's like, because I used to just be Kim. To anybody that you ever knew, I was always Kim. And then when I met Kevin, he was like, I don't know, he calls me Kimberly. So then everybody started calling me that. But it's so funny because I was like, Kevin was like, what? I was like, yeah, it's you. You made me change my name. I mean, he didn't, but he just always called me Kimberly. I don't know why. And everyone who works here calls me Kimberly. But if you go, like, when I was a kid, I was Kim. Like when we go see high school friends or something, they're like, hey, Kim. My kids are like, what? So it's just different. It's different. It's just so funny because, yeah, when I saw him, Paul said, oh, you're Kim now. You're fancy now. I was like, oh, I guess so.
That's so funny. You know, funny side story from my end to that is that I've made it a point to not call you Kim because I just find it annoying when someone gives you a nickname that you didn't ask for.
Oh.
Like if you don't want to, like if you want to be Kimberly,
right?
Then you're Kimberly,
right?
Not Kim. So it's
So like tomorrow when I see my brother, he'll just call me Kim. Like my mom, she just calls me Kim. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like my grandparents when they were alive, I was Kim. I was never Kimberly, and so yeah, it's just funny because then I know. Okay, when did I meet you? Did I meet? I don't even. Yeah, I think yeah, I was always just Kim. And it's not like Kevin said, oh, I don't know why. He just always called me Kimberly for whatever reason. I don't know. I met him a long time ago. I can't remember why. And then that's kind of where, and then obviously since he worked here, he calls me Kimberly, so.
And question from Gwen Smith, any ETA on the Flying Geese papers?
We can get that ETA. Ashley, can you ask Jocelyn for the ETA? I know they're physically not here yet, and we have a release date planned, so can we get that answer from Ashley, please?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we will look into that. Okay, and then, Lori said a really sweet comment. She said, Lily, I use the app called Calm for my meditation, and I think you should be one of the voices on there. Thanks, Lori. I use Calm as well.
What is it?
It's an app for meditation, for sleep.
But what do they say? Is it music?
It can be music. They have stories on there. They have like guided meditations, like telling you like, sit and do this. And
do they have true crime? They should have true crime, calm. And Lilly can be the name.
Oh my
A voice.
gosh.
True crime calm. Do you know how popular that would be? That would be like, let me tell you, somebody should pay me for that idea because that would be a lot of money.
That's hilarious.
People love true crime.
Yeah. See, I would be happy to read it, but it wouldn't calm me down listening to it.
Yeah. That's, oh gosh, calm. Y'all got to call me. Okay, so that is the first Lori thing. I'm going to keep all this together.
Oh,
The next Lori thing is super exciting. I'm going to put this over here.
and the app is Calm, CALM.
So the next item is, so with Prim and Proper, this week we're doing a sew along with the quilt, and this week we are on this block right here, which, oh, there you go, that block. So those are Lori's cross stitch blocks. And so if you're sewing along, it's been really fun to see what everybody is doing. And you can see from our book right here, Lilly was good. She covered up all the cutting. But this is kind of how you make the block. But I wanted to let you know that Lori just released the Prim and Proper cross stitch. So she took the quilt, we turned it into cross stitch, we matched as close as we could, and here it is.
Yay.
It looks so good. So we are going to also do a sew along with this next year on our cross stitch channel, which is called Floss Tube. And Lori finished this for us, and what we're doing now is on the back of our cross stitch patterns, we're putting everything right here on the back, and you can actually see the back cover on our website by looking at our additional images. So anything you're wondering on the fabric she used, the rickrack, everything is put exactly on there, and she painted this with her paint. So I'm super excited about this, and I'm going to be stitching along with this.
Also, how cool that we show the cross stitch on the week of the cross stitch block.
I
love
know.
coincidences.
It's like we planned it or something. Yeah, that one we did not. I can tell you that. And then this block. Okay, so Lilly, do you want to come show the blocks? Do you know which ones they are?
Yes, they are also bookmarked
Oh,
in
they're
the book.
bookmarked. Okay, that's okay. Good.
And Lori Holt said there is nothing calming about crime.
You could do a true crime story in a crime voice because I could do it. It would be me, and I could make some extra money on the side to buy myself a purse. Because I do like purses and shoes. I could care less about clothes, but I do always have on good shoes and good purses. Yeah. So this is our Bonnie and Camille tote, and I just wanted to tell you when these are gone, these are going to be gone forever. We're only making them once.
They're super nice.
I know, and we're doing a sew along, and so this was the first block of the sew along right here. And my tip on this one was to make your outside borders larger and trim down. The blocks for this week are the beehive block. I have to find it right here. So this is the block from this week, and I did make this quilt. And the Bliss block, which I just saw, it's over here in the corner. So the blocks that we've done so far for the sew along is 1, 2, 3. And so if you follow Camille at Thimble Blossoms on Instagram, you can follow the quilt along, everything she's doing. You can post pictures, the hashtag #ShineOnSamplerQAL. And that's super exciting. And we're excited that we have a book with Camille and Bonnie. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to show you some other stuff. I'm just going to put everything on the table so I can actually sit down.
Yeah.
And we'll just have a little bit of a mess.
Yeah. And you can hand things off to me. Oh, and Jocelyn said about the Flying Geese papers, they're on their way, probably a week.
So we'll probably load them in January.
I was like, what was that?
Sorry, it was
okay.
the bucket. I just threw the bucket on the floor. I didn't have anywhere to put it, so I threw it. So I wanted to show you some new stuff and I give you some feedback, some comments. So we did post, you guys had asked what my 3 favorite backgrounds are. So we have listed those in the description box. But this one is the Blossom Tone on Tone that I talk about all the time. It's from Christopher Thompson, and there's little flowers. They're tiny, tiny, but you can hardly see them. So I use this all the time. It's C725 white. I love all of Lori's bee backgrounds. My two favorites are this one, and there's one that's also this exact print in navy. So it's 6384 honey or navy. And then this is quickly climbing to my favorite. It's On the Farm Cream Spots and Dots 2070836. So we listed these on Instagram, and you know, I should always have these two because these will be reprintable. This one won't last forever. And we did get a lot of feedback that said, well, I don't just like backgrounds that are just backgrounds. But y'all asked what my favorite backgrounds are. And I don't like busy stuff. So I cannot use, for example, this. I could never use this as a background. I try to keep my backgrounds very calm. So that is why I chose these. We do have a low volume club that is starting in January. There are still spots open. And if you're wanting some backgrounds that are less white on white, that's where you would look for that. And I am going to be doing something pretty exciting with that club that I'm excited about. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to tell you until January. Ooh. That's like the third. I mean, I'm working on so many things. I have block 1 done. Did you see it, Lily?
Yes,
like
yes, I did. It's huge.
It looks good. Lily likes it.
Yes.
Another sew along we're going to do is Stitchery Sampler. So this is a Joanna Figueroa kit. And I bought this, and I bought this. And what we're going to be doing, can you go on the spreadsheet? Is it on there?
Yeah, sorry.
What we're going to be doing is from January 8th through April 2nd, we're going to do 13 weeks. And I'm going to bring in each week the block that I made. And so I'm not going to do a sew along where I show you how to do it. I'll just give you, tips or just different things. But Joanna's going to join us on this sew along. And inside the kit is all the fabric you need, your booklet, your hexagons to do your English paper piecing. Now, I don't know how to English paper piece. Well, actually, I do. I don't think I'm going to do it. So I'm going to do something different there. Who knows what I'm going to do, but I'm not going to do that block. And this is sold out. It's sold out right away. We'll have more next week. It's a cute little booklet by Joanna. And the backing, I tried to put my backing in here to see if it would fit, and it wouldn't fit at home. So I'm going to be doing this sew along in January also, and we're going to talk more about it. I'll bring my first block, which is this one, January 8th. And I'm very excited. I mean, y'all should know I'm excited about this. This will match my bedroom. I know exactly where this is going in my house. Love it. So I'm excited about that. So I got to start sewing that. And I wanted to show you guys, oh my gosh. Okay, so Kona, they always do a color of the year. So this is about the 5th year they've done it. And it's really interesting because the sales reps never know the colors. They don't know the color. So you can try to get it out of them like, oh, what do you think it's going to be? And they have no idea. So this is the color. It is called Horizon. And so they do pre-cuts, charm packs, layer cakes, jelly rolls, bolts of it. It is, yeah, there it is. It's really pretty. So Jocelyn put together some quilts in this color. So this is Sewcialites. So if you wanted to make this whole Sewcialites free pattern in just Horizon, that's how it would look. This is Rolling Star, and that is one of our free classic and vintage block patterns. And if you want to turn it into a quilt, it's a very low price PDF on our site. That looks good. And then Ocean Waves is a paid pattern. It's Sew Emma pattern. If you want to do that, oh my goodness, that would be hard.
I think that was also a free block pattern as well.
Oh, sorry.
You're good. It's classic and vintage.
Classic and vintage, same thing. I was confusing it with this one that's over here.
Oh, gotcha.
So that is a free block pattern, paid quilt pattern. And then Jelly Snowflake was our Jolly Christmas in July event that is a free pattern. So if you wanted to make it in that.
That looks really cute.
And then Jelly Cabin Fever in Horizon. Now that is a free shortcut quilt. That looks cool.
Yeah.
And then Grandmother's Favorite.
Also classic and vintage.
Okay, so that's a free block pattern or a paid quilt pattern. But we just thought it'd be fun to show you what this looks like. And we try to guess what color. And we made a bet. Actually, Frank and I and Kevin made a bet, and we all picked a color. And whoever won had to take the other one to dinner. That was obviously before COVID. And I don't remember what color I picked. And I'm sure that Kevin does not remember, and I'm sure Frank doesn't remember. And it's not like I'm going to be able to see Frank in a long time, but maybe I'll text him and say, "Do you remember what color we picked?"
That's funny.
We should have wrote it down.
I'm so happy.
Yes, I like this color. It's pretty. So I'll put that over here. And I wanted to let you know everything apricot and ash came back in stock. So this sold out within the first 24 hours, I think. I'm not kidding. And everything is back in stock. So I wanted to just show it to you because we have a lot in stock. And this is one of the options for me to do something for my bedroom in Sewcialites. So we have all the pre-cuts. Layer cakes, Jolly Bars, half-yard bundles, fat quarter bundles, fat eighth bundles, jelly rolls, honey buns, charm packs, mini charm packs. So I just wanted to let y'all know that that did come back in stock. And I saw some of you in the Stitch Squad were so excited to see it come back in stock, and that made me happy. That was actually the idea that gave me to put it on here.
Yeah. When you emailed, I was like, didn't that already come out?
Yeah, it did, and then it sold out so fast. So they did a reprint, which is very rare for Moda to do a reprint. And if they do a full reprint, they can make the pre-cut. So they had emailed us and said, "Hey, we're going to do a full reprint. What would you like?" So we just ordered a ton, and it's just so timeless. And Corey Yoder has done some, she has recolored her Coriander Christmas book that we published for her in this. And so many people had wanted to make it, and it sold out right away. So if you're one of the people that wanted to do it the way she colored it on her blog, Instagram, and all that, now you can.
Okay,
And the white on white in this is really pretty. It's it's squares. Yeah, you can see it. See, it's like little squares. So that's a really good white on white also if you're looking for a background.
Question from Teresa. Are you going to do a bundle of the Pantone colors of the year, the yellow and gray?
We usually do that. That's something that we usually do. I decided that we probably couldn't do it this year because we can't get fabric. So we, none of the manufacturers have anything in stock. So I would love to, and I've always done that in the past. But with what is going on, I can't get the fabric. We could try to do one later in the year, though. So what we could do is try to do one where we have enough time to order it. Can you email me that?
Yeah.
Lily, please. And we do have some new quilt kits to show you. Now, this is going to be the upcoming Art Gallery Club.
Here, I can take the pre-cuts.
Okay. Thank you. So if you're in our Art Gallery Club, you get 16 fat quarters each time, and we list them on the back. We give you full color instructions on how to make the quilt. We have about 30 spots left. And this is the pattern that comes free with that. So if you're in this club, this will come in January.
So pretty.
Sorry, hold on. One of the reasons I brought it is because I wanted to tell you the club is going to ship late. The fabric, this usually ships January 2nd. The fabric has not arrived to Art Gallery from where they get it made. So because the fabric is not at Art Gallery, we don't have the fabric. But if you're getting the club, at least you get to see what you're going to get to make. Crystal designs all of these designs, and let's see, Deborah made this. Jocelyn designed this one. Mike from mylongarm.com quilted it, and it's beautiful, and I like how they put a solid on the outside. And so this will be shipping late. And then I wanted to show you, one day I'm going to fall.
Oh, no.
I'm going to show you this. Do you have the pattern cover? No.
No, because the pattern's not out yet.
Okay, so this pattern is called Lantern Lights. It's going to come out later in the year. It's an Itsuoma pattern, and it's going to use this PC 100 triangles on a roll. But Teresa is amazing, and we wanted to highlight Teresa's piecing skills.
Amazing.
Okay, I'm going to show you this quilt, and then we're going to show you the back. You're going to freak out. I'm not going to move it around too much because it is not quilted yet.
Yeah.
But this is an upcoming pattern. It uses, you would need one print jelly roll and a solid jelly roll plus yardage for your borders. And some of this background. Okay, so these are tea tiny, but wait till you see this. This is when you want to be Teresa.
Wow.
That is better than my piecing. And I can't even. It looks so good. And one thing that she did do is you can see when this is how detailed, I can tell what she does. She put her rows together with white thread. She put her blocks together with dark thread.
Wow.
And she matched the thread per block. Yeah, because you can see this is a darker thread.
Wow.
And this is a white thread. So this is going to be a kit. I would love to say who designed it, but it's not there. So we'll tell you later who designed it. So I think Angel might have designed it. It's 50.5 by 58.5, so it looks bigger than it is. But this is amazing, and this reminds me of something that would be like in a Joanna Gaines catalog or something.
Yeah. Wow.
So Joanna, call me. But we just wanted to show that because I don't know. We're going to go to a retreat with Teresa so I can learn from her. I don't know how she does it.
Wow.
It's better than my piecing.
She's super cool.
It's starched. I can tell that. But yeah, I just thought, oh my gosh, we got to show that because that's so small. I mean, these are 1 inch. 1 inch finished. 1 inch finished. Okay, let me get a ruler. Oop, and it measures exactly 1 inch because she used our triangles on a roll paper. Can you even imagine? Oh my gosh, I wonder how many hours that took her. And so that's a pattern that's coming out next year, but we just thought, well, we should show how awesome her piecing is.
Yeah. And had to show the backing before it went to quilting.
Yeah, before it went to Mike. I think Mike's going to quilt it.
From Robin Jones, what is Kimberly watching or listening to now? I live by her suggestions.
Okay, so I have I watched Alabama Snake on HBO. I watched Ripper on Netflix. I have been watching old, like 1998, early 2000s Snapped on Oxygen. I have the Oxygen, I have Hulu, but I also have the Oxygen app. And I signed in with my DirecTV, and I've watched some old one of those. And watched a couple of 2020s, a couple of Datelines. That's the only like new stuff that's come out. I know there's a Michael Hutchins movie documentary that came out recently on Amazon, but I cannot figure out how to log in to watch it. But I heard that one is really good. And there is a new documentary on Netflix called Room Number 3 or Room Number something. It's about a scandal in France involving politicians. I watched about half an episode, and it was just too much because it's not really crime. No, it is crime, but it's not like, I don't know. It's just maybe it's just different. But some of the things they said disturbed me, which, you know, it's not, I can usually watch that kind of stuff, but I had to turn it off. But everyone who has finished it has said it's worth it. But I think it's like watching a different culture, and I didn't understand like who the politicians were, like exactly who they were. And I wasn't able to follow it very well. So I gave up. And then Lori said, oh, you should finish it. Maybe it's good. And I was like, yeah, maybe. But I didn't finish it.
Okay. From Diane Matthew Duplessis. Oh, will you have just the pattern available for the flea market quilt?
Flea market quilt. So the flea market quilt that is coming out is an applique quilt that will be completely free on Riley Blake's website and Lori Holt's website. When that fabric comes, just a reminder, pre-cuts will go online first. Quilt kit will go 2 to 3 weeks after, because Lori is still in the middle of proofing. She makes all the blocks and proofs it. She proofs that pattern, and then we'll kit from that. But we don't do the kits until we get the pattern, and she just got her sample yardage. So, but it will be free on Riley Blake and Lori Holt's website. It will come, if you buy our kit, we will print it and put it in there for you so that you don't have to print it on your own, since we have a color printer here. But it will come after pre-cuts.
Okay, and Bonnie Butler Webb says, are those flying geese made out of half square triangles in the new pattern that hasn't been published yet?
Yes, it's using this little roll, which is the H100, PC H100. And the reason it uses PC H100 is it uses jelly roll. So this is meant to go with jelly rolls. And if you want, you know, if you're not using jelly rolls, you could always buy H100, which is just 4 across. But yes, this is meant to go with jelly rolls so that you can just, you can actually start the jelly roll. You have enough room. Lay it on there, sew it up.
And L. Jack says, I don't know how to write a comment after the live stream is completed. How is that done? I can answer that. Kimberly looked at me. So once the live stream ends in a few minutes, what you will do is exit out of this video and then go back to our YouTube channel and hop back onto the video. And instead of commenting on the side where the live chat is, or if you're on the phone, like it pops up like right underneath the video, you'll scroll down to the comments section of the video and add a comment there. That just makes it so that we can actually reply to your comment, because we can't reply directly to your comment on the live chat. And Joy Trust Trail says, who is Teresa? Love her quilt.
Teresa works in customer service.
Yes. We love her. She is amazing. Okay.
So I would like to wish, Lily and I would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy everything.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, Happy New Year.
Yes.
We are not going to be here for the next 2 weeks because we are going to be celebrating with our families, but we will be back in January, and I can tell you that we're going to be doing lots of sew-alongs, and it's going to be great because we're trying to make it to where you can pick something that you like. You don't have to do all of them, but if you do all of them, that would be awesome too. And we will see you in 2021.
Bye, everyone.